everybody. It's time for a friggin' death battle cast. Let's do this.
All right.
Hey, I'm Ben. That's Chad. That's Liam. That's John. We're here to talk about your Durgan balls and your Saint Seiyas. Yeah, that's. Can you tell I know what we're talking about today? Yeah. Hey, welcome to Death Battle Cast. If you're new here, we do this live every single Tuesday at noon Central Time, and we're here to debate and discuss and glaze everyone's favorite matchups. That's what we do here on Death Battle Cast. Also, hey, we just released a new Death Battle. If you haven't seen it, you probably have, because it's it got over 1 million views in like 12 hours, which is crazy. So it's been awesome seeing the reactions to Master Chief versus Doomslayer. I fucking love the episode. I think it came together really well. The team did a fantastic job putting it together. Thank you, Gilded Data, in chat for gifted memberships. If you got a gifted membership from Gilded Data, give them a shout out, because that's huge. That's huge. Yeah. So if the way this show works is we just argue with each other. That's it.
Yeah. No, we don't.
Along the way.
Yeah.
Thank you. The good old.
Yeah, but I guess before we jump into this, something else that was really cool to talk about in the Master Chief Doomslayer episode was our first U2s, right?
Oh yeah, I can get them. They're hanging out here with me.
Yeah, just sneaking around in the background.
If you haven't heard, thanks to y'all's wonderful support of the Kickstarter campaign, it got us noticed by some people, and one of those people was U2s, and they were like, "Hey, you've got a really cool thing here. Would you like to partner and do a thing?" And we're like, hell yeah. So we made the boomstick plush. Look at it. It's amazing. It's huge. It's bigger than my head. And it is incredibly high quality. And I've made plush in the past, so I can tell you. I mean, there's all down to the littlest details. Like the shirt looks like it's got little stains. You can actually like make more stains if you want.
You can lick it.
Yeah, look at that.
Wait, clarify. It doesn't come pre-stained. It's not.
No, it's the type of material they use makes it look like the stains on a shirt already. It's like kind of this off-white, and because it's like the grain, when you move the grain, it looks dirty. Anyway, it's cool.
Leo is actually a unique flavor of stain, and it's huge to figure out which it is by licking it.
Yeah.
Liam will personally stain each and every U2s that goes to you. Don't ask how he does it.
I don't tell you what it is.
No, I don't endorse that. But anyway, it's really, really cool. I'm very, very excited to have my character in a plush, even down to the little misspelled mama tattoo, because it's supposed to be misspelled. And you know, if y'all like it and order enough of them, hopefully we can do more with them. Maybe they'll take, you know, I like the boomstick thing of maybe they'll take pity on Wiz and make him one. But
if only we had done a Wiz one first, then Wiz could have been talking some shit.
Yeah, I know, it's been so much fun. But also, you have a 1 in 6 chance to get the chase variant, which is a golden leg. They're like, we can do chase variants. Would that be fun? And I was like, hell yeah! The Pokemon card gambler and me wanted that. So these are only available for 10 days. There's only 10 days left. So head to U2s. That's YOUTOOZ.com. And then you can search boomstick, or you can scroll down. It's on the front page. It's just down a couple of them. And then you can get one. So go do that before it's too late. And if you support it enough again, maybe Ben can get his character.
Is there only 10 days left? Wow, it's going
fast.
There's
only 10 days left. Yeah,
you get to it. Oh yeah 10 days. They got a little countdown on the U2's website, so like and it's on the front page if you need to go that route. Yeah, the Death Battle boomstick plush, 9 inches tall. He's almost a foot tall.
Yeah, they've been awesome to work with. U2's, they really understood our brand and everything, and they've been awesome. So
Lily Mandergan, stains of what? That's for Liam to know and none of the rest of us to know. So good luck. All right.
Gilded says, can we get U2s of other characters and then Wiz gets one last? Maybe. A long time ago.
Wiz is just so excited to get his U2s this whole time. It's like, introducing Dummy. Oh, okay. Well, surely after Dummy.
So yeah,
Mecha
a
Goose
fan made this a long time ago.
Mecha Goose before Wiz.
Oh, if we got a Mecha Goose, can we have a little thing where it's like a voice box inside of it that just like I can record like hours worth of, like I'm gonna kill you, you know, stuff like that.
It's just you and Sam recording like fuck you, yo dog, be chill.
Yeah, I'll kill you.
I would actually love that. That'd be great. Oh my god, that's super fun. All right, so let's get into this matchup because we have Dragon Ball versus Saint Seiya is a sort of pairing we have seen requested a number of times over the years. We've never done a full-on death battle of it, but this was an episode that was actually pitched to us as part of the Kickstarter backing, and was kind of fascinating because I think we've talked about this before. We've wanted to do a Gohan matchup for a long time, and there are all sorts of different like Gohan requests out there. But I've always been kind of interested, like, what is the best Gohan episode, right? What's the best character to pair him up with? And maybe this is the one. Superboy, Invincible. I feel it tends to be these like it tends to be characters that are either sons or like
Successors
of like the big title characters of their series. And that is, I believe, the case here in some respects. But so we're going to be talking about who should win between Gohan and the Pegasus Kouga. And then at the end of the episode, you will be able to vote on who you think should win based on the arguments from our character representatives. And today we have John representing good old Gohan, and then Liam dug into the Saint Seiya mines to learn all about Pegasus Kouga. I'm excited.
These resources not helpful.
I'm excited to see what you dug up.
Yeah,
This is gonna be great.
Also, thank you, Ten Tails. Have a good day at work. And El Cata says, Saint Seiya brings back. Remember someone in Mexico graffiti drawing Koga on a large wall. That's cool.
Nice.
Oh yes,
okay.
Saint Seiya is enormously popular in Latin America. Like, I almost think that if we did this episode, we would have to just like the normal dub of the episode would be like Koga or a Saint Seiya character in Spanish. Like, I don't think it's
we definitely
otherwise.
want to make sure our Spanish, because we do work with a group to do like Spanish dubbing for Death Battle, but those tend to come out a little bit later, and just because of the way YouTube works and whatnot, maybe we'd have to like pull some strings to try to release them simultaneously, or make it the main one. That'd be really funny if it's like the main track whenever you go to it.
Exactly. Precisely.
That'd be pretty great. Okay, so let's go ahead and just start with the character I feel like most of us know. And we'll kind of do a little catch up because Gohan, I believe, if I remember correctly, just kind of had a many years there where he wasn't really doing anything, right, John?
Yeah.
And then things kind of ramped up, right?
Yeah, instantly. Just like good old Gohan. Sometimes he just does nothing for a while, and then he just gets a random big either rage power boost or just a power boost in general and becomes the strongest thing in the verse until Goku surpasses him again. Yeah.
So catch us up. Let's get a quick catch up on Gohan and what he's bringing to the table here.
Okay. All right. My notes are what the heck? What the hell? My notes. Oh my God.
Gohan, son of Goku.
Gohan. Okay, Gohan is the son of Goku. He is the successor, and he is supposed to be made to be the primary defender of Earth. He started off as a helpless little child with explosive potential, and slowly became a certified badass. Even though he peaked when he was younger, reached heights stronger than his father with each explosive growth that he showcased in his series. From Super Saiyan 1, 2, Mystic / Ultimate, and finally in the most recent movie, Gohan Beast, Gohan has solidified himself as one of the strongest members of the Z Fighters at this point, even being able to overwhelm a perfected Ultra Instinct in the manga of Super. Gohan is about to beat this dead horse.
Oh shit!
We got
right.
All
Right.
right.
This is Pegasus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Liam, let's get a quick rundown on. So I feel like we're gonna have to
Talk about Saint Seiya in general.
hit two stones here, which is who is Kouga and what is Saint Seiya.
Yeah. Okay. So just very briefly, Kouga is the successor to Seiya. Pegasus Seiya is the main character of the entire series. It's what the series is named after. And Kouga is his successor. So he becomes like the warrior of the Pegasus and gets like his cloth and whatnot. So he's just the successor in the sequel anime series called Saint Seiya Omega. Saint Seiya as a whole is sort of like Greek mythology, Power Rangers, 80s hair metal, totally not homoerotic at all, and Dragon Ball is what I would describe the series as.
That's
If you want to talk about, yeah.
That is
They
a
have
wild description, but it's kind of awesome.
Yeah,
That's
it's very
the idea, right?
Yeah.
They fight like mythological gods and just and assholes of that nature. Pegasus, Seiya, and Kouga are warriors of Athena. So they're sort of like her warriors, and they fight on her behalf. And uh, the main power source, the main power system in the series is called Cosmo, and it's a lot like Ki, right? Like it's very similar, but way more fucking crazy. Like imagine if you were in the world tournament, like the 21st or the 22nd or the 23rd, like anyone's from original Dragon Ball,
Sure.
and Goku knew Hakai. That's like because Cosmo is like Ki, but it also has a property that it destroys atoms at the quantum level. Like that's its explanation for like why it blows stuff up. Whereas Dragon Ball is just like it blows stuff up because it's a big fucking laser. Cosmo destroys stuff at the atomic level and does it like passively. So like even the aura of Cosmo surrounding you disintegrates enemies at the atomic level. They're insanely powerful. They know tons. Pegasus Kouga knows tons of martial arts. He gets cloths, which are like kind of like the armor that you see, like the bronze and the silver and the gold armor. Even the bronze armor is bronze. And then eventually he gets like Omega cloths and ultimate Omega cloths by the end of the series, which is like insanely fucking powerful. Is when he fights gods, and he's equal to the gods. Kouga is actually similar to he's sort of like Gohan if they committed to the bit, which is that Gohan was like promised to be stronger than Goku eventually. Kouga is undisputably stronger than Seiya by the end of the series. So much so that he completely dwarfs him in power. So no, I think Kouga is gonna fucking demolish Gohan. I don't care what Beast, how is different than anything else, any other power up. No, Kouga is cracked.
Okay. So, like we're kind of you kind of mentioned, and Dragon Ball they just shoot big fucking lasers or whatever. So, what is like Koga's main, I guess, style of attack? Like, what are we looking at?
What
here
is his
in terms
main
of
technique? Okay, so let me pull up the name. But it's punching. He is a shonen anime protagonist, and his ability. Everybody has really cool, unique bullshit. I mean, he has tons of bullshit hacks, but everybody has like, my power is to like eat dimensions. His power is I punch really, really hard. And super fast and many times. And it's called the Pegasus Ryusei Ken, or the Pegasus Meteor Fist, which is where it looks like he's firing a Kamehameha at you. It's glowing in blue. What it actually is just him punching like a billion times super fast that it just looks like a Kamehameha.
Okay.
Yeah. And they introduce in Omega, they introduce the idea that Cosmo has like different elements like water and fire. And so, I don't even fucking know how that's relevant because every fucking punching beam that he does looks exactly the damn same. But this one has multiple colors flowing around him, so he can learn all of them. He's got
elements to it.
Yeah, his element was originally darkness, but then he became light. I'm just gonna leave that there. But his punches are very big and glowy, and if you have a weakness to light, you're fucked. I don't think Gohan does though.
No.
Yeah, that seems more associated with that world and not gonna really apply here.
Yeah, but you can also throw out like ki blasts and stuff like that, and they can fly. And his telekinesis, he has the basic shonen powers.
Yeah.
Punches so fast, it looks like a Kamehameha.
It's just like, but it looks like he's doing a Kamehameha. Yeah.
But is it like a ranged attack or is it up close?
Yes. No, it's ranged.
Yeah.
He punches so fast, it's a Kamehameha, and he punches across.
Shut up. There's a. I'm joking.
You shut up. Let's talk about Gohan. I don't know what we're done here.
I'm kidding. I'm saying it's not. There's no explanation. There's a fight in the series. There's a fight in the series where Seiya is fighting a character. I think he's like a gold saint. And he's punching so fast that he can't, like, Seiya can't see his punches, so he slows them down. Seiya thinks he's like speeding himself up, but the guy's actually slowing him down so he can see them. And the punches are going like they're creating like a web around the environment, like in 3 dimensions. The punches are just sort of treated as projectiles, essentially, that can do anything they want.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
That's how crazy their
L17
martial
in
arts
chat
are.
mentions, hey, Ki can also destroy on the atomic level. Yeah, I think what you're specifically referencing, Liam, is that like that is explicitly how it works. It isn't just like a heat or an energy that
Yes.
like
Yeah.
specifically destroys something. It is something that like gets into
It isn't
the
tied
atomic
to
structure.
how strong your ki blast is. Like when Gohan destroys Cell, his Kamehameha is so powerful that it is able to finally destroy cellular. Whereas Cosmo just passively destroys things. It doesn't matter how strong it is. A basic Cosmo blast will destroy something at the atomic level in the same way that like a crazy powerful one. It's not tied to strength, essentially.
Interesting. Okay. Michael
It's
McDowell and
nice.
V-Rail, thank you for the super chats. And then Leah says, Gohan technically had a tougher childhood than Goku. He was fighting Planet Busters at age 4. Kid Goku was on easy mode until King Piccolo.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's what was supposed to sort of lead to the idea that Gohan wasn't like the fighter like Goku is, because Goku had a fun time fighting dinosaurs as a kid, or Gohan was like, let's
hated
go fight Space Tyrant.
In the
Like,
trenches.
With the spirit of your dead father. Like, you know, it's
yeah.
like-
He got kind of thrown into a war when he was
what?
he got thrown into how old was Gohan in the Frieza arc? I forget.
Think about
I
it.
think
Four.
Four.
Four,
He's
five,
4.
four or
is what they're
five.
It
saying.
wasn't
Yeah,
4.
Yeah.
But it was
four.
close.
He's 4 in the Saiyan saga.
Yeah.
He is stated to be 4 years old in the Saiyan saga.
How much
I
time
guess-
passes between the Saiyan saga and the Frieza arc?
It's immediate. And it's like a
Pretty
month.
much.
Is he
There's a month
5
in the
years
ship.
old when he's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
fighting
He's
Frieza?
5.
What the
Exactly.
He's 9 when he kills Cell. They
Yeah,
call
yeah,
him
yeah.
Team Gohan. That's
yeah,
a lie.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
fucking
Like
lie.
the confusion comes from calling him Teen Gohan when he isn't a teen. He's not even 13 at all. No.
He's
He
in
is
fourth grade.
5 years old when he's traveling through space.
Yeah.
Poor
Yeah,
Gohan.
Oh, it's
my-
hell.
Michael
Those are
McDonald says,
monsters.
Gohan, I can shoot lasers, power myself up, rupture planets, and fight on par with Universe Busters. Koga, I punch good.
He does that.
You're gonna punch him
punch good.
really hard.
Really, really hard.
I guess I always just assumed Gohan was like 8 or something during that arc, but I guess you're right, because it
Looks
does
8.
happen right after the Seiya arc, and he's just like a fucking crybaby, like a literal crybaby.
And Chi-Chi's
Yeah,
making him
exactly.
read like encyclopedias and shit, like these huge
How is he?
tomes. And he's 5?
Okay, that's
He is a
okay.
project. Dude's a project.
Yeah, how does he go from like he can barely speak to like the most intelligent person in the group in like a year? Anyway, all right.
That's Chi-Chi's doing.
That's Chi-Chi.
Is it? No, it's Piccolo's doing, because it
Well,
happens when he gets kidnapped, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway, yeah, I guess maybe Piccolo was having him read science textbooks the whole time.
Great dad.
All right, so we have the basic idea of Saint Seiya and of Koga, and he is sort of you mentioned that like he's sort of what Gohan would have been if they committed to the bit. So the idea is that eventually
Yes.
Seiya does step aside, and it's Koga's like story
Yeah.
for a while, right?
Yeah,
Omega
the
is
one thing
about Koga.
Is really
One
about
thing I do remember from the pitch call that we had on this was that there are similarities in that they both like were like the most powerful one, but then they both did like step away and be like, I'm done fighting for a while until they were like, ah shit, nope, gotta go back in and save the day.
It's just that Koga does it a little bit better, because when Gohan does it, you're kind of like, why is he just committing to school? Why is he committing to this bit of being Great Saiyan Man? Why is he doing this? And then he gets mystic and then comes back as Beast. But Koga, he has a consistent streak of, okay, I think I'm done, and I come back because I need to kind of come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, well, with that in mind, then let's talk about where Gohan has sort of ended up, because what is Beast?
All right.
What
Beast,
even is Beast?
Beast is his explosive potential apparently perfected and realized to the extent that we all kind of were expecting for Gohan throughout the course of the series. When Toriyama made this movie, he's like, Gohan is the strongest among the Z fighters, and this is the movie to just kind of like show that when you see his explosive thing, when he goes into like Super Saiyan 2 and stuff like that, this is him perfecting it, controlling it fully, and really being able to concentrate all that explosive power whenever he wishes. And one of the best moments in the movie is that when he goes into the state, Cell Max, which is comparable to Goku and Vegeta at the time, tries to go to punch him, and his aura alone was enough to stop the punch. Just his aura, not hitting his body like all the other like tanking feats. He couldn't even hit Gohan to show how stronger he was than him. His aura is like, nah, bro. And in the manga, we get to see fully that 100%, yes, Beast Gohan is on the same level as Goku and Vegeta because he was able to fight Goku in his mastered Ultra Instinct form, his perfected Ultra Instinct form that he got after the last arc, and was able to overpower it to the point where he knocks Goku's heart across the forest so hard that he's like, how the heck did you do that? So clearly on that level as a victory. So he's basically comparable to everyone below that as well.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. And did you say knocked Goku's heart across the arena?
hard.
So hard.
Hard. Oh, okay. I was like,
He punched
what?
Goku. He punched
Goku
Goku's
really
heart
hard.
out.
He was really trying. He was really.
He was like, "This is for
He's a-
years, Dad. This is for years of my
Years.
childhood stolen from me."
About that sentiment.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Thank
he
you.
just pulls a
Right.
Temple of Doom on Goku.
Yeah, exactly.
Imagine
Tommy
imagine a Dragon Ball version of Hamlet. Imagine that.
What?
Because it's about like, you know,
Okay.
the son and the father. It's like
Father,
Goku's
yeah.
ghost being
Sure.
like,
Mhm.
kill your uncle.
Goku's
Gohan.
Well, maybe if they bring Turles back, they can make that happen.
Oh,
Right. Turles
Yeah.
and Claudius.
There we go.
the resurrection.
Okay, so is Beast Beast isn't a Saiyan form, right? It
It's
is
like
specifically
it's like his true Saiyan form, I guess. You could. It's
Yeah.
like it's very hard to really explain, but it's like it's a form wholly to Gohan that no one else can really achieve the same.
like Broly
Gohan's
has,
special boy
you know,
form.
yeah, special
Yeah.
form. Yeah.
Broly has his special form.
Don't say it
too,
like that.
right? He is. No, well, I guess Kefla or whatever has.
Technically,
has
but they never
that.
really full outright confirm she's like a legendary Super Saiyan. They kind of like
That's
make it
right.
weird,
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But
she's also from a
essentially,
different universe, so like theoretically
Maybe,
there could be
theoretically, yeah, you can
a
have some
legendary
overlap.
Super Saiyan in each universe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
So does this
So-
just come down to who punches who harder? Like, is
It's
that really what this
like
comes down to?
stats are important. Obviously, this one's kind of weird. So one of the biggest things is the whole attacking at an atomic level kind of thing. Obviously, since Gohan is now comparable to the strongest versions of Goku and Vegeta, obviously he scales to the fact that Goku in his base form can resist Hakai, which is the thing that can delete you on a temporal and spiritual and overall level. So obviously he can be able to resist and all that during the fight. So it's not an instant win con, but I'm not saying it wouldn't do something to him. So
Mhm.
it's really just a back and forth of how big
Sorry.
the hacks are on one end.
Mhm.
It was
Marvel Fantasy in chat just said, like, you mean Raditz? I think me referencing
Raditz.
Turles is
Oh
like
yeah, Turles.
there needs to be an uncle, right? But Raditz just had so little of an impact, I guess, that I didn't even think about him as
Yeah.
an actual uncle.
He's
Also-
the most important. Okay, never mind. I'm a Raditz defender, dude.
Dennis with a
Yeah.
massive super chat says, "This is the first time you're talking about a Saint Seiya character. Thank you. Hope for more Saint Seiya in the future." All right, thank you for that support. Good lord. And then we got. I do have some super chats to catch up on, which are going to bring up some interesting things that I want to hear you guys answer. So Thor G says, "I don't think Gohan can even kill him. If he's got the 8th sense, that means he can just walk out of the underworld if killed and just be alive again."
That's true. That is true. And I definitely knew that before hearing it just now.
Okay.
Because when I was doing my own research for this, I'm like, there is like the 6th sense, the 7th sense, the 8th sense, and I, for the life of me, couldn't find.
9th sense.
Yeah, I don't even think there is one, but I would be surprised if there was.
There is a
There
ninth
is-
sense.
there is
So
a ninth
there is a 9th sense.
there are 9
What,
senses.
you know?
Wait.
Yeah, so there are 9 senses, but I don't know what they do.
Yeah, I did not know the
yeah.
8th sense did that. So
Yeah. Well, I did definitely before this. Okay, so I can talk about some of like the more advanced powers in Saint Seiya because they are like the idea behind the senses is that the 6th sense is your recognition and ability to tap into. So it's like the most basic one that they get at like the very beginning of the series. And then the seventh sense is what like allows you to be a gold saint. And the eighth sense and ninth senses are higher than that. And then you have a god where you're divine and you have specific like god specific abilities. And Kouga by the end of the series is at the level of God. So he is like he has the Pegasus ultimate Omega cloth, which has the absorbed energies of all of the gold saints, all of the saints in general on Earth, including Athena, who is a god, and he uses that power to fight Saturn, who is the god of time. He also fights Abzu, which is the god of darkness, who created the universe or whatever. Yeah, so he gets really fucking powerful by the end of the series. By the end of the series, I just thought this was very funny. He is powerful enough to Saturn has stopped time, and he is Kouga is so powerful that even though I believe he was dying or dead, he was able to will his soul back into his body and then become super powerful while in stopped time. So he's able to resist the time stop, and just the light emanating from his body made Saturn go, "Oh, is that the Big Bang?"
Wait, what?
Okay.
He was glowing so hard that Saturn looked over and like, Big Bang? And it was like, is it happening? What the fuck?
Just a casual, like,
yeah,
Just his soul rejoining his
casual
body.
existence of being a universe.
like he
Yeah.
casually thought, "Oh, the universe is restarting, huh? Interesting." Like,
Yeah.
Weird, I
he
stopped
just
time and everything.
casually
That should be-
thought that.
There's actually
Alright.
a really funny. So like, okay, I'll talk about some abilities. They're insanely like crazy fucking powerful warriors. They're kind of like Saiyans on crack. So like, what am I like? What word? How I would describe all of them? These warriors, I guess, the saints. Even at like a basic level, this is like when Seiya is like this is like early series. Their fighting instinct is so strong that even if they're knocked unconscious, they can get up and continue fighting. So there's like this scene where like Seiya is like asleep in like the hospital after a fight, and like during the fight he was like knocked comatose. So he had won the fight, but he was knocked comatose. But this character, who I believe is later revealed to be Athena in disguise, was in danger in her house that was like a house that was like a few hundred meters away. So like they turned around, and even though they thought Seiya was on the ground comatose, he was gone. And apparently he had just got up while comatose, ran over and saved her. That's how strong their fighting will instinct is that they could just get up and operate while unconscious. They
incredible.
can instantly learn martial arts techniques. And I think the idea that Cosmo and Ki are very, very similar, I think would allow him to understand Gohan's Ki techniques, because it's a very similar idea. They can instantly learn techniques and how to counter them. They have precognition, so like they know where an attack is coming from. They know generally what the attack does, and they know generally how to counter it. It's not like they can they have like Daredevil like perfect 3D vision. They just know what to do.
Like mini spider sense.
Yeah,
like mini spider sense, exactly. Their Cosmo is like amplified by their rage and their will to fight. It's anime,
Fighting
right?
spirit, right?
Fighting
Of course.
spirit.
Exactly. Fighting spirit, exactly.
Very appropriate.
And so like Seiya, early series was fighting this character. I think he was fighting like a gold saint at the time, who was like insanely powerful, and stated to be 100 times stronger than Seiya at the time. And just his will to like beat this asshole made him 100 times stronger in the course of a few minutes. So it's kind of like a Zenkai boost, but you don't actually have to heal from a near-death injury. You just have to be getting your ass beat and like be like, "Fuck you!" You have to be like Randy Marsh, being like, "I don't hear no bell. I thought this was America." You just thought this was America hard enough until you're stronger than your opponent.
Okay.
Over the course of like a couple of minutes, it's like if when Goku was fighting Frieza and Frieza like pulled out the Namek and pulled out the energy ball thing, Goku got up and then went Super Saiyan 2. Like that's the equivalent of what that kind of power boost is.
Here's the fun thing. That's what they kind of did in the Tournament of Power arc throughout the whole course of that fight. You just see Goku and Vegeta constantly just being like, we didn't have to really recover. We just, this form, this form, this new form, Royal Blue or whatever the heck they call the new form for Vegeta. Like Saiyans can do that too, so it means that Gohan Gohan, but that is crazy.
Yes.
Reactive evolution
yeah.
is baller.
It's very,
Like,
it's very similar. They also know telekinesis and telepathy. Their senses are insane. They can track anyone in the multiverse and outside of the multiverse. Like people who are outside the multiverse, and
They can
like
just
people with
detect
seven
them.
sense
Yeah.
are able to detect them exactly.
Yeah.
They have force
Okay.
fields. They can heal themselves. They're extremely powerful. I actually realized right before I did this that technically it would make sense if Kouga like scaled to like ninth sense users because he is more powerful than them. But that gives you a lot of crazy hacks. I don't want to like necessarily say that he has ninth sense abilities, but he is more powerful than people that do have it, and that allows you to like fucking fuck with the universe and like rewarp the like deconstruct matter and shit like that. But I'm not 100% confident he has that.
It
All
was
right.
stated basically after the original series, and this is the sequel series to that the
Yeah.
God Cloth that was used by the main character in that series, it was a temporary power boost, or all that extra power and stuff was just dissipated. That's why it never really happens again, because they weren't able to accumulate.
Mr. Picture 64 just came into chat, said,
Yeah.
"What have I missed, dude? I don't even know
A whole lot.
Thanks, Seiya. Wild.
So
But you know
I
what?
did.
Never miss out on a moment again
Here we go.
with our sponsor. Come on.
Well,
Oh,
okay. I
Fine.
had a thing. I put a poll
Okay,
up.
fair.
Okay, so I put a poll up. I put a poll up because I was interested what you guys had to say about. Look, there's a factor in Death Battle that I think maybe sometimes people don't necessarily think about when debating who should beat who, and that is who farms more aura. Like, who's got more aura, man? I mean, I know these characters literally have auras that destroy things, but like, who's got more aura? And it looks like with a 69% lead, nice, Gohan does. You guys are voting that Gohan has more aura, but I got a question. Do you want aura? This is the cheesiest transition to a sponsor ever. Do you want to get aura in a box? I got it for you, bro. It's aura in a box. All right, we are sponsored by Aura Frames. Warning, hey, something big is coming up, and if you forget about it, you're gonna feel terrible. It's Mother's Day. Yeah, it's only 2 weeks away. So what are you gonna do? Well, the correct answer is call your mom, like she wants you to call her. But you can also get her an Aura digital picture frame, and these things are awesome. I have one right here. Hang on. Ta-da! Oh, and this is the Aura picture frame. It's a digital picture frame. You can basically put whatever you want in there just by using the app. And it can like scan through different photos, basically have whatever you want on there. And not only that, you can like send it to, you can kind of like connect with your friends on the app and share photos so that they can like get a photo from you and decide whether or not they want to put it right in the Aura frame just from the app. So it's actually really awesome. A very cool way to just very quickly share photos and get them on your wall or on your desk or whatever you want to do. And yeah, it's also like hefty and a great size. It's awesome.
Oh yeah, they're very high quality.
Yeah, very, very, very solid construction. It's really, really cool. But Aura Frames was named the best digital photo frame by Wirecutter and featured in 495 gift guides last year. So yeah, a lot of people are recommending this thing. So the next time you need to call your mom, you can also send her a new photo from that trip that you were just on while you're telling her about it right from your phone. So Aura has a great deal for Mother's Day. For a limited time, you can save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off plus free shipping on their best-selling Carver Mat frame. That's AURA frames.com, promo code DBC. And hey, you can support the Death Battle cast by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. And the best thing, I think, is that after you give your mom the frame, you can just carry around a box of Aura because it literally just says Aura on it.
Very good.
So anyway, congrats to Gohan for winning the Who Has More Aura poll. We'll see if he
Aura
actually
Frame
wins
Award.
the Aura Frame Award, sponsored by Aura.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, Aura, hey, if you're listening, we should do that. Make it a recurring thing. Who has more Aura? Let's go. All right. So, but let's start getting to the meat of this. Like, who's actually going to win and how they're actually going to pull off a victory, because they got some crazy abilities, and this like sense thing with Gohan and or with Kouga and the reactive evolutionary thing is just like bonkers. But how is that actually going to play out in the fight?
How I think it would go if once we figure out just who is stronger than the other in base, I guess, or how the exponential growth between the two can actually overlap the other depending on where they start and how they end. Gohan is definitely up there with Goku and Vegeta, so that means the universal shockwave feat definitely applies to him and all the multipliers in between, and leading all the way up to how powerful Beast in forms of his multipliers would get. Probably quintillion times universal at this point. We all know the spiral over is stupid. And there's, as for the Goku versus Superman that came out, we already have basis on the fact that we can put Gohan at immeasurable speed to infinite speed due to the fighting Merge Zamasu. And if we're using like Toei stuff in the anime, we have the instant transmission feats as well. So really, if we're just sticking to pure manga and anime, Gohan can match those crazy levels of speed and power and can go blow for blow with hacks, because as we know with Dragon Ball characters, if you're stronger than that person that's using the hacks, you could just power through the hacks. That's how that runs. And we're going to omit like Heroes and Xeno stuff. We're just going to stick with core continuity Gohan, I'm guessing.
Yeah. I have a question then. How fast is Kouga?
Yeah.
So, John, did you want to answer?
Yeah.
I thought we were just going to bring up the fact that you brought up the whole time stop thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if that was.
Yeah, but it's possible that was just like power, like that's just hacks against that time stop.
Right, because at that ability, like he is equivalent to gods, and gods are essentially like the gist. They have tons of different abilities, but the idea is that they are just essentially immune to like reality warping stuff. Like they're just sort of at a level above that.
Yeah.
So even before like he gets the ultimate gold cloth or ultimate omega cloths, just with the omega cloth, like even there are examples of this happening with characters that are like sub like gold cloth. Their Cosmo, it's generated, I think, like in like basis to basis, like on sort of how much fighting instinct and willpower you have. But they can reach an infinite amount of Cosmo. Like I think that naturally human beings like have this sort of infinite well of Cosmo to them. But if you are like enraged enough, if your Cosmo is burning enough, you are generating like an infinite amount of power, and that's what the gods can do. Like they just have an infinite amount that they have at any given time. Like the gods can control they each have like their own universe that they control. Hades, of course, has the underworld, and that's like infinite in size, and he can manipulate it very easily. So beings at the Omega Cloth, and then later Kouga gets the ultimate Omega Cloth, are generating an infinite amount of Cosmo. And Cosmo, like the strength of your Cosmo is directly correlated to your speed, which is a point they bring up a lot. There are examples of characters like flying across, like I believe it's Hades' dimension, like flying across an infinite distance in a finite amount of time, like an infinite speed feat, but also just the idea of having infinite mean that you would suggest that you have infinite speeds as well. So infinite.
Yeah, so when we get to hear in debates, that's always great.
So basically even.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good lord.
I don't know about that. Gohan.
There is the statement of how Jiren could shake the entire null realm, which was stated to be an infinite space that was outside the normal multiverse, and Ki is directly tied to power and speed as well. Right?
It was stated to be eternal. The translation is most properly translated to eternal, so it's been around for forever. I know because this was a point of debate that we brought up in the Goku versus Superman calls, and it's eternal. It's lasted forever. It's everlasting. It's not.
And funny thing is, I do agree with that. That's why I was mostly leaning more into the instant transmission bits in the anime, explaining that the instant transmission is that. That's why.
Got it.
Yeah.
I have to read this. Kagashi Wakai in the chat says Seiya Omega fight had one character with time powers get beaten by a character with ice powers who froze time with ice.
Hey, that's Mahatma. And Kame got killed.
Oh,
Seiya is just fun. Oh, it is actually.
Yeah.
Seiya's crazy. Seiya just goes off the chain.
Okay. I want to go through some super chats to see if maybe there's some points there that we want to talk about. Gilded Day, of course. We haven't even mentioned Gohan Blanco. I don't believe, and this would be the obvious matchup to talk about. It's just straight up what it ended up being. Can I just say I'm so jealous you guys got to meet Kira Buckland. I love her. Oh yeah, Kira was Cortana. Yeah, we've worked with Kira for years. She was back in season 2, I think. So there's a lot of episodes with Kira. She's great. Let's see.
I never read. Cameron says, Gohan's a smart fighter. He has a big weakness of being cocky and power drunk when getting a new form, but I think he learned not to be in the manga and superhero movie. He's got it under control.
That's the whole thing about Beast. Because usually when he's drunk with that power, he gets a little over himself. But in Beast, like, he finally was like, no, I just need to end things.
Yeah.
This is going back a bit, but Gilded Data pointed out that when we were talking about Gohan was 5 years old during the Frieza arc, he was 5 years old when he got his neck broken in space. Holy shit, guys. Dragon Ball got way more hardcore than I remember it being. Gee, okay.
Orange Blaster Gohan inexplicably does not have a hick accent like his parents. Well, you know.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Does she? Oh, in the yeah.
Gilded was clarifying from earlier that Xenoverse implies that Beast is a Super Saiyan 2 equivalent of the potential unleashed form, aka Ultimate Gohan.
Is it? Is that the idea?
I think. Well, at least in
Beast is like Super Saiyan 2 of Ultimate.
At least in Xenoverse, that's how they explain. I don't think Toriyama ever really explained the power source.
Oh, in Xenoverse.
I can see how that can make sense.
Yeah. Says, okay, have you considered doing Gohan versus Ultimate Zero? Sure. Or Ultraman Zero.
Ultraman Zero is great.
Sure.
Yeah. That's another similar kind of idea of like
sure. Yeah.
Follow-up characters, successors.
Curry Boy, big hair versus big clothes. Yeah, that's basically the fight. It's great. And then Thorgy was talking about the reactive evolution, which we touched on, which is basically like Doomsday, only without the death. Let's see. And then, Gil will be talking about the Aura Stop Excel's Punch earlier. And then Curry Boy, Tournament of Power Ultimate Gohan could take hits from Super Saiyan BKX10 Goku, who is at least 500 times... Kaioken times 10. Who is at least 500 times the Dragon Ball universe in strength. Okay.
Multipliers and universes. You just reach a number that doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah. Liam, can Kouga match Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 10, 500 times the power of the universe in strength? What's he got?
Tensei, Shin Tensei. What's the Madara meme? Sharingan. Yeah, he has Infinite Cosmo.
Start dropping anime words.
Like, I'm sorry, like the fucking number doesn't matter. His Cosmo is the final number. It's the number at the end of the number line.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you can and surpass it.
You're just like Bankai, Sharingan, like, you know, like
Sharingan.
A guy. Yeah, like,
I'm trying to say. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll just watch Kouga bust out his Bankai, and then you'll be able to match Kaioken.
Yeah. Oh, I have a question though. What put Kouga in the hospital?
That was Seiya. That was a Seiya. That was like an early Seiya feat. I was just using it to talk about these Cosmo like generally.
Okay. Damn.
It was some fight. It was some tournament fight. It goes from like tournament to tournament, and he's just like fighting. He's fighting like other like constellation characters.
Do they like? Has Kouga ever lost or like been defeated or like?
I don't know. Probably. Like it's a fucking anime, so probably. Like this is how it works. You lose, and then you go. Oh, I'm my weakness. Oh. And then he becomes strong enough and wins. Like, this is a simple formula.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know where to. clock these two. They're both so flippin' powerful, man. It's like it gets into that thing of like nothing has meaning anymore because they're infinite speeds, and if they care and believe hard enough, they get better anyway. And it's just like
Yeah.
I don't.
Well, okay. I'm curious what chat's thinking then. Like, chat, is there a question that you have on what do you need? Everybody watching this right now while we're live, what do you need to know to convince you who to vote on?
keep in
Because I
mind-
do feel like there's a lot going on here, but also it's a pretty simple formula. So
Yep.
how do we determine who? Oh, okay. Well, Thor G mentions only one would stay dead. That's pretty significant, right? I guess if we're
Mhm.
bringing in the eighth sense and all that, and it does make sense for Kouga to just come back, but like, I don't know.
That's
I don't know
true.
if that would necessarily work that way.
Here's something I'll throw out that I think is sort of core, is like a core weakness of Dragon Ball character, is that ki is finite. Like you have a limited amount of it, and you can run out, and it's like stamina, right? Cosmo, the well of Cosmo in humans is infinite, and he can, and as long as he has the fighting will to keep going, he's just going to continually generate. Whereas Gohan will eventually run out.
And that's the
so-
moment where Gohan tries to talk him down, tell him that he ain't shit, and be like,
There
"Yo,
we
man,
go.
you lost the aura."
Fuck you.
We got some great questions in response to asking chat. What do you need to know to convince you who to win? Joe says, I don't know. Too Shy says, I need $20 in my bank account. So if one of you wants to, pitch in that.
Hey, so do I.
Yeah, that's fair.
Dudeblade X, of course, says, we're hearing a lot about power levels, but what about techniques? Does Kouga have something for the special beam cannon? We know he can punch really fast. He can punch so fast he makes a Kamehameha beam. But is that all he does? What else has he got?
They also know from an early age pressure point. So I'd like to do anime pressure points where they touch you and then you just like flop over. You're just completely incapacitated. They are master martial artists. They learn this. It's sort of like anime martial arts where it's like they do cool moves and stuff, but it's not
Actually,
like
martial
super
arts.
specific. They're just able to like understand and instinctively respond to any sort of martial arts technique that is used against him. As well as the precognition. I think that's also a huge thing, is the ability to like know when Gohan is going to attack beforehand. That's going to give him a huge advantage in handing.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Morton Jensen's asking, how can Gohan resist the atomic destruction thing?
Oh, just standard key, just like how Goku and Vegeta in the anime, respectively, resist the Hakai, which deletes you on a spiritual, physical, and temporal level. I think that's better than simply trying to attack strictly your physical form. So they should be able to
because
resist that.
strong.
Because strong.
is-
Because
yeah.
Ki is strong and he's stupid yet.
I do see.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead, Liam.
I'll throw out as a response to that, just yes, I think he'd be able to resist, but the resisting is
Yeah, I'm not saying it's immune. He's definitely able
Yeah.
to take hits. That's exactly.
Yeah. What I'm saying is like it's an active resistance, and Koga's just emitting it passively. So it's not like they don't cancel each other out. As long as the fight is going on, it's going to be whittling down.
I fully believe once he runs out of ki, he's screwed. That's the whole deal. He needs to finish the fight before he runs out of ki, which I believe with his power advantage over him, that I believe that he does have, he should be able to pull that off. It's the eighth sense that's really bugging me, where he can just come back.
Well,
Yeah, how that applies to this is going to be tricky.
Yeah, Gohan never learned anything like the Hakai, like Goku, which could theoretically work, but also probably not. Like it's back and forth.
Chat isn't bringing up stamina and talking about the Saiyans like 40-minute stamina.
That is a weird. Yeah, I know the tournament of power throughout the entire course of the thing, but you're also it's also a gravest mischaracterization. You're fighting multiversal threat like people all over the place trying to conserve energy and stuff, and these are the same people that then grew in power exponentially throughout the course of that 44 minutes. If anything, it's proof that they are really good at adaptive evolution as well.
Yeah, it's tricky. That's kind of what Liam was talking about earlier, and we've brought this up in Dragon Ball Death Battles before. There is a limit to ki, right? And they can run out of it, but also there seems to be a way for them to sort of like in the middle of combat just like regain a bunch specifically to have a new form.
Yeah, It's
I don't
like,
know if it ever
optimized.
explained that in Dragon Ball, but it just kind of happens sometimes.
one of my favorite parts
Whatever,
in
it's
the-
epic. That's all that matters. It's epic and it's cool.
Yeah, one of my favorite parts in the Cooler movie is that he drained them dry. They completely ran out of energy, and then they just grab onto the things and just give him so much that he overloads. I'm like, where did that come from?
Yeah. Just to confirm, Koga does have the 8th sense, right? Like Sarah in chat is asking, like, I don't see anything about Koga himself having the 8th sense. Just like
The person
Seiya.
Yes.
proposed it in chat proposed it as a question. So I believe
he by the end of the series, he scales above characters that like just as a natural level of get the 8th sense.
Okay, but we've never actually seen him use
Use
it.
it.
I
Yeah.
don't think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
jury is out on it, but due to his power being on those same levels, he should have it. Okay.
But theoretically, he should
Theoretically.
have access to it because
Theoretically,
he is
yeah.
more powerful than those. Assuming, well, yeah, with sense
Combo's-
scaling and Saint Seiya kind of
And the senses aren't
is
like
a little
unique
more linear.
powers
Yeah.
that like individual people have. It's just
If you have
it's a,
Cosmo,
like,
if you have Cosmo and you reach a certain level of power with said Cosmo, you should have these senses. Basically.
Yeah.
Since
Gotcha.
Everyone has Cosmo. Yeah.
Okay.
Gilden says, I don't know how significant it is, but in the manga, Beast Gohan had to go all out against an Ultra Instinct Goku who wasn't trying to win, just trying to see how strong Gohan got.
Yeah, I mean, in the manga, that was also like Gohan. I believe, if I recall correctly, Gohan was still learning how to use it.
They both weren't going all out, obviously, but the fact that he was able to catch a master Ultra Instinct off guard in any regard, which is his body moving on his own. It's not like Goku has to passively think, "Oh, okay, I'm just gonna play with my son for a little." No, his body would move reactively anyway. So the fact that he was still able to hit him regardless is still very impressive.
Yeah. Ashley has an interesting question. How durable are the characters in Seiya? Can they even survive getting hit by Gohan?
oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, like their durability is
Should be indicative.
their durability is equivalent to their
Their attack potency.
hitting power.
Yeah.
So if he has an infinite amount of Cosmo, and he's fighting the fucking god of time, and he looks like and just him returning to his body is the Big Bang. he's very, very strong.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Orange Blast said we do this, but Gohan randomly accurate to his manga counterpart for the fight animation. It speaks really formally with a lot of honorifics. That'd be fun. Kagashi Kama says Koga had his bones crushed and broken by 2 different Gold Saints in the span of 4 episodes and still could do a 12 temple speed run.
There's a
Whatever
feat
that
that I
means.
keep seeing that I haven't like seen the link to, so I didn't want to bring it up, but I'll just bring it up generally. Apparently one of the characters like regenerates using Cosmo regenerates their body from like being like completely destroyed at erased at the atomic level. They just bring their body back. This is like Phoenix Iki or Virgo Shaka. I've seen it applied to both of them, and I don't know, but they might have. I know that like 8th sense gives you like or Gold Saints at 7th sense. Your Cosmo heals you. So that is he can heal himself mid battle. Is what I'm saying.
Okay.
To what degree I'm
Okay.
not sure.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I'm
guys, though. I do have a confirmation from James in chat. We're highballing Koga too much. Google is saying he's not even close to Gohan's level.
Well, you see, Google.
Well,
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 if
there we
Google
have it.
says it,
Google says it. I guess, Sorry, Leo.
ChatGPT?
Google is speaking it.
thanks for the heads up.
Guys,
all right, I guess that's
so
it,
much
guys.
So much time.
We could have just Googled it. Why didn't we think of that?
Also, we're just playing.
Yeah. I love that though. That's funny. Okay, so this would be crazy.
Yeah.
This would be a fascinating matchup, and clearly Saint Seiya has a lot of crazy shenanigans going on. That would definitely create I think an interesting sort of like counter to Dragon Ball in some ways, at least in terms of fighting, because like this is very much like a classic shonen like beam fight or whatever, but there's like just a couple, it's just like the dial's been twisted a little bit in a way that makes it like really weird.
Yeah.
Cody, what does Bing say? Oh yeah, James, can you check on Bing
Check
too?
Bing.
See what-
That's not a name. That's a name I've not heard.
maybe
in a long
maybe Bing will have a different answer. All right. So okay, but I think it's time to start wrapping up the debate. So let's get our final words in there, and then we will get to the vote. So we'll start with Gohan. John, is there anything left you want to make sure we cover for Gohan?
I believe Gohan with the general abilities that he has and his explosive potential and be able to have like a higher form already, and then having that ceiling keep growing and growing and growing that's beyond Koga's is what allows him to take the victory more times than not. They have pretty much equal speed. You have equal leeway. Their hexes can pretty much bounce off each other until as long as Gohan has enough ki. So I believe he has the strength advantage in order to take him out before his ki reserves run out. And since, as we brought up, Dragon Ball characters never really showcase that they run out of ki mid-fight. They just sort of get more whenever. I believe that Gohan has the necessary means to pull through. And yeah, that's basically it.
All right.
Okay, and for Koga?
Koga at his peak has an infinite amount of Cosmo that he's generating. He fights characters that can control an infinite-sized universe, the gods like Hades and Saturn. That extends beyond one infinite-sized universe is more than a universe times whatever multiplier Dragon Ball has, because Dragon Ball is ultimately finite. His Cosmo it will last forever. He can continually generate it, so he's not going to run out. He has a wider variety of hacks abilities. He can heal himself. He knows martial arts that can incapacitate Gohan. He has precognition that can react to what Gohan can do. He just has more of essentially everything, and Gohan the entire time is going to be needing to relegate a certain amount of his ki to protecting from the atomic destruction of Cosmo, which is just going to be wearing him down. It's going to be something that's like, it's going to be like a poison or a toxic status effect on Gohan the entire time until he eventually runs out, and he will eventually run out because Koga is infinite.
Yeah,
And can very likely come back from the dead.
can very likely
Yes,
come back
yes.
from the dead. And I forgot to bring up like a novelization of the Broly movie where they punch clash and we all look at them like going to that dimension where you have a bunch of swirling lights and stuff. In the novelization, they kind of heavily imply that this is like a separate realm that's like part of like a higher existence kind of thing. If this is looked into more, I'm not entirely certain about it. We could potentially argue that it's like an infinite type of power boost, being able to break into that dimension. And they even imply they straight up say that their next clash destroys that entire dimension in its entirety. So that needs to be looked into. But I do agree generally, yeah, the
Cool.
infinite scales of.
All right.
Basically.
Yeah.
Then I got-
so
I got something I need to bring up, and we're going to decide this on the fly. Joe, MVP Joe, thank you, says, hey guys, before you get to the vote, I just want to know when's the next fireside chat. And I meant to bring this up yesterday, Ben, because we always do this. If we look at our calendar, it is.
fuck.
Yeah, exactly. It's technically tomorrow. Thank you, Joe. But sometimes.
Oh
it's
yeah.
frustrating
No,
when
we
do
talked
this.
about this. Well, not publicly,
know
but like,
this.
yes, we are doing Fireside Chat tomorrow. So
Okay.
we probably should have made a post about that earlier. But yes, we have a Fireside Chat tomorrow. So if you are a member, you can join us tomorrow. That is Wednesday at 5 p.m. Central Time for a Fireside Chat stream. Basically, the whole idea behind our Fireside Chats is it's a members-only stream where we just kind of hang out with you guys. And it's a way for us to just interact with members directly, talk with you guys, and just sort of see what's going on with everybody. And we might have some stuff to talk about with like the U2s and with like the upcoming death battle, things like that. Yes.
Way to save
Thank
our
you
ass,
for the
Joe.
reminder, Joe. Oh my gosh. Good catch.
Yeah, and I got like 3 super chats so we can wrap.
Yeah, go
Elcata
for
said,
it.
Goku and Frieza's final confrontation with Jiren. Goku was running out of ki, so we have physically seen them almost run out. But you don't know.
He just
Even
said,
if we don't know what happened.
yeah.
If he runs out, probably do the like blah, just get more. You know, like
Yeah.
Yarharhar says, did a bit of digging. Light Cosmo is apparently not infinite and only was so in the OVA where the gods would reset reality afterwards.
Yeah, I read that comment and I'm like, oh, I got the infinite statements from the manga.
Oh, okay.
Like
Alright.
I could pull them up, but like they're from the manga. Yeah,
Got it.
not from the OVA.
Yeah.
And then Gilda want us to do a cheek making him said he wasn't bad. You guys are just mean as a continuation of the He's Not a Bad Dad from Kouga for Superman 2023. Got
I
it.
mean, for a $20 super chat, I'll make that happen. Like,
Yeah.
Gilded.
That's just a lie.
Yeah, appreciate that. But yeah, like in the slates, we had that for Goku. So yeah, it would make I actually really like that. That's a great idea. Okay,
right, pull it
so
up.
I'll bring up the poll. Chad, I'm gonna ask you who you think is gonna win, but I do want to say for your consideration, according to Bing, I binged, is Kouga stronger than Gohan? And I guess Bing has its own little AI that tells you a little summary, right?
Okay.
So here's what Bing tells us. This is in answer to the question, is Kouga stronger than Gohan? There's no question that Frieza is several times stronger than Gohan. Gohan's potential unleashed form might grant him power surpassing those of Super Saiyan 3, but Frieza's golden form makes him a god-tier warrior.
And the winner
So
is
for your
Frieza.
consideration,
Thank
Chad,
you.
who do you
Thank
think
you,
is going to win
Bing.
between Kouga
That
and
was
Gohan?
incredibly helpful.
Would Koga lose to Frieza? No, I
This
don't
is
think so.
legit.
I don't see that happening.
I literally looked it up, and that's what it told me. So I don't know what's going on with Bing. These AI,
okay.
this AI stuff is great. Clearly,
Yeah. Doug says, no, Ben, you were supposed to ask Jeeves.
do they have their own AI thing? Let's see.
Yeah, there's no way that's still a thing, is it?
Well, I'll look it up while you talk.
All
Go
right,
ahead, Chad.
so
Who do you
look,
think?
I don't know. I'm really torn. I think Gohan is probably a little bit stronger, but with the ability for like Koga to probably just come back from the dead, and also with like his power source, I think being a lot more vast than Gohan's, I think that he would eventually whittle Gohan down and win. So going with Liam on this one. But Johnny did great.
I don't think As Jeeves knows who these characters are, because when I look up is Koga stronger than Gohan, it gives me the ultimate guide to building stronger legs, exercises, and tips.
Nice.
Nice.
So
It knows its demographic. On
I think it might be mixing up Koga with yoga. That's my assumption.
Oh.
But okay, so it sounds like to me Koga's hacks is going to make this incredibly difficult for Gohan to actually pull out a win. However, I mean, it's fucking Gohan. I feel like the whole concept of him is he can eventually reach that power to overwhelm him, and that's what he always does. So, and Beast is kind of the epitome of that. For me, I think I just don't know enough about, and this is just in general for like all of us, right? We just don't know enough about the Beast form to really like give a 100% conclusion on where it stands in terms of against Koga. At least not enough for me to like say right here. But if we were to do a full episode of this, like, holy shit, this could get intense and very fascinating. And I think we would really dig into like the exact specifics of the limitlessness of Cosmo and like how it affects Ki and things like that. Like, I think that would be a big part of the conversation. And
just bringing
would
Seiya into
would probably affect my decision for the most part. But at the moment, I'm leaning Gohan, but I'm not really sure. And it seems to be like chat is
That's crazy.
feeling the same way.
Yeah, that's wild.
Because
Is
we
this
are
like the
currently 51%
No, last time
Gohan, 49% Koga, so it could go either way.
Wrong way. Okay, better. No, go back.
I'm gonna leave it up for a little bit longer, just so you guys could like lock in your votes. But we have a very close
He's
vote
infinite.
right now.
His power is fucking infinite.
Can I
And he's
just say
who with an infinite feet. What are we talking about? He's too weaker.
Goku in his Master Alternative form fought like a superpowered Jiren, and then he lost that power. And then here's base dying no Ki Goku with Frieza pushing an overpowered a Jiren that was stated to be stronger than even that stupid form. How does that work? Who cares? It's Dragon Ball.
It's fucking awesome. That's how it
Koga
works.
can do the exact same. Koga can do the exact same thing, and is working from an infinite power source to fucking begin with, right? Like, I feel like everybody's ears are like shutting down when I've used this word, and I know it's a word that we use a lot, but literally,
Liam, I think
Hades has an infinite. No, you said that Koga was weaker, and I'm like, what? How is infinite weaker than like a Dragon Ball multiplier? What does that make sense?
I don't know. I don't know what exactly you guys specifically said, but
I changed my vote.
the
I'm
voting
going
has
Gohan.
shifted.
It doesn't matter anymore.
Oh, okay. The voting has shifted. We are at 53% for Gohan. We're over time, so I'm gonna have to end the poll here in 3, 2, 1. And our final tally, 53% for Gohan. Wow. I mean, still incredibly close, but yeah, that last bit from you, John, it convinced some people, clearly.
Like, you have explained. See, Liam, you had explained bullshit. Dragon Ball is unexplained bullshit.
There we go. Johan says Koga got robbed. Well, let us know, guys. Do you think we should do that? Is this the Gohan episode, right? At the top of this Death Battle cast, I mentioned that, like, I really want to find the Gohan episode. I think there's a Gohan episode out there that would be great to do. Maybe this is the one, right? There are obviously other ideas out there. Invincible has obviously been thrown around a lot as a suggestion. You guys have been talking about Ultraman Zero a bit in the chat. Are those the ones? Let us know. Go ahead and leave a comment down below. I would love to hear from you guys about what would be the best Gohan death battle. And maybe we could do multiple Gohan death battles. I don't know. Maybe that's the way to go. But like, this one seems fascinating to me. I think it would be really interesting to explore. And also maybe a really good introduction for Saint Seiya into death battle, because we've never done a Saint Seiya death battle. And clearly it would be a good series to talk about.
We need to get some answers. Is what we
need. We need to figure out what the hell's going on with this infinite so-called Cosmo and this 8th sense regeneration, fuck you, death, I'm the Big Bang shenanigans. Whatever's going on there.
Also, you know what I just realized the other day? I found this and I was like, because I just have crap and Sam makes fun of me, but I have this Seiya Man figure from like the Toonami days or something.
I love it. So Chad's definitely not biased.
I love Gohan.
No, Chad voted for Kouga. What am I talking about?
No, I changed it because Liam was a dick.
Oh, that's right. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in for another Death Battle cast. Again, we are doing a fireside chat tomorrow. Thank you for the reminder, Joe. And we will be doing that at 5 p.m. Central Time right here on the Death Battle channel. That'll be a live chat with members. It is a member exclusive show. And I'm just excited to talk to you guys about what we've been doing, what you guys have been doing, and how cool that plushie is behind Chad. Look at those little grumpy guys. You can definitely go get your own. Yeah, there's only 10 days left for the U2s, so go grab it if you want it. It's really cool. I love it. I really do like it. And I know it sounds like I don't want to come across as like, oh, let's shill our merch or whatever. It's technically not even our merch. It's us partnering with U2s, but it's just so cool. I feel like it's like, oh, we made it, guys. It took us 14 years, but Death Battle made it. We got a U2s. I don't know. It just feels really satisfying to me.
It really does. It's so cool. Like I have official like my character. Like it's so crazy. Like it's so
Boomstick is real.
Like I'll walk by it and I'll just be like, that's fucking insane. Like this is crazy. Like we got anyway.
Zilla says, wait, you didn't go to Yahoo for the answer? Hang on. Let's wrap this up with one more. Yahoo, is Kouga stronger than Gohan? What do you got for us? Oh, Yahoo has an AI summary. Hang on.
Oh, great.
This will be great. It's generating. Let's go. To determine whether Kouga is stronger than Gohan, consider the following points. Kouga is a character from Inuyasha.
Well, wrong Kouga, but I appreciate at least tried.
That's nice.
Okay. All right. Thank you, everybody. It's legitimately the first line it gives me. I'm not even making this. Is not a bit. Oh no.
No.
God, guys, AI is so good.
They're coming for our jobs at Death Battle here any day now.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next week. Take care.
Bye.